Hey, and welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kevin, and we're discussing my life with Tourette's. So, I've thought about it a lot lately, looking at my Facebook group posts and all that, and I really have been thinking a lot about it lately, and that's, do I wish I didn't have Tourette's, or do I wish they just went away? And I think honestly, like I would just feel different. Like living as long as I have 30 years with moving all the time or coughing all the time. I mean, yeah, like I've covered so many times there, I can minimize them or, suppress them to where you can't tell. But like overall, like to not do that after doing it for so long, I just don't think I'd feel the same. And not in like a bad way by any way, shape, or form. I think I wouldn't know what to do, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't know how to act. Like, what do I do? I'm not moving. Like, like, in my opinion, I think it would be different for sure. And it's almost like when you get diagnosed with Tourette's and you're having to live with that, you've grown accustomed to the fact that you're gonna move. You're gonna do involuntary things. Like it's just gonna happen. But to wake up and then be like, and 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 it's crazy because like you don't think about twitching. You don't like it's not like a thought that happens and then boom you tick. Like hint involuntary. Like it just happens. So I think like waking up one day and it being gone would be kind of crazy because then I'm like, I wonder, like, would I be thinking, like, okay, when am I going to twitch or whatever? And another reason why I bring this up is because, I've looked into that deep DBS, that deep brain stimulation that they're doing for Tourette's a lot now. I mean, I think it's real big into Parkinson's, but I know they're bringing it into the TS world, and it's crazy because that one book I read about the first guy to get the surgery for Tourette's, Jeff Madovic. It was crazy because like he said they were pretty much gone, and it's like how do you like what do you do? How do you feel? I mean, I know this is sounding stupid or weird or whatever, but in my opinion, it's true. Like you lived so long with something, and then that's completely gone, and it don't happen no more. So it's like I don't know. I just had to come on here and talk about this because I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I've seen a few posts in my Facebook groups about stuff like this and all, and it's cool. It's crazy because I don't think I'm the only one out there that's like thought this. Like I think if I wake up and I don't have Tourette's, I don't think I think life would be not normal. And like right now, people think my life's not normal, or I think it's not normal sometimes. But like to not have it for me would be not normal. Because like I said, I mean, I've had it 30 years. Like, what, like I would imagine like there's a thought that'll come up that's like, okay, why am I not moving? Why am I not, like, I think that's something I would have to get used to for sure. Because, and I never really fully dug into, what the people that get it like him. I mean, I didn't finish reading the book, but I read a good bit of it. And it's just like, what do you, like it's so crazy to think because it's like, what do you do waking up and not twitching? I mean, like, me not coughing or gagging or, like I said, sitting behind the seat of a steering wheel and just always moving around, always fixing my collar, whatever. to just be able to sit there and cruise without like one speck of movement involuntarily. I don't know, that'd be crazy, but it's something I've thought about too. I've thought about it. Like, what if, I would like for it to go away. Like, what if it really did? Like, whoa. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll have my days where it'll be real minimal. Like, and I'm not suppressing them. It's real minimal that day. And other days it's, a rocky roller coaster when I'm at home. And it's crazy because, like, even when they're minimal and they're not happening too much, it's still, it's going to happen. So there's no like thought of, okay, why isn't this happening? But you're also, you're not me. I'm not really like thinking about the tick happening, or I'm not really thinking about is it gonna happen? It just happens. And I think if it went away, I think I would think like, okay, why is this not happening? And maybe to some people out there it sounds like I'm just rambling on about mumbo jumbo, but I think other people out there with Tourette's can relate to this, that like, what would life really be like if I didn't move involuntarily, if I didn't cough involuntarily, if I didn't do all these things I do, what would life truly be like? And I guess like I would call it like the biggest mystery, so to say, like the big unexplained answer or question type thing, because at the end of the day, I live with it for so long. I deal with it for so long that I don't even like think about it happening. I don't even like wonder or nothing. So now that it's not happening, it's like, okay, like what's going on right here? Why am I not? And then not only that, like the outside world looking in, and you're like, okay, I'm going out and about, and like nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's like staring at me. I'm just another person in the world, which I mean, I am, even with my Tourette's, but like, like what would that be like? Not having people say, oh, you sick? Oh, I think I'm sneezing 24/7 or whatever. Like, blend in with society, I guess you would say. Like, what would you do? And I think there's other people out there with Tourette's, young and older, that I believe have felt the same question. Maybe. I know I have recently. And it's just, is that what if? Like, there's so many of those what ifs out there. But for me, like, that's a what if. Like, what if I didn't move? What if I didn't cough? What if I didn't gag? Like, what if I woke up and I was just straight normal, straight average person, Which, I mean, I say not normal or whatever, but I mean, I feel normal, but it's like to the outside world, I know I'm not fully normal. So to be able to have the outside world think I'm fully normal, I think that'd be kind of weird. Because I've come, I've grown so accustomed to having to know that not everybody's gonna look at me in some kind of, different way. Like, people are gonna look at me differently depending on how bad they are. And I say differently, not in a bad way, more like differently in the fact of, why are you doing that? Or what's wrong with you? Type thing, But, and then like, how about the kids? To be able to go to school and not have people say things to you, or not get in trouble. Say you got corporalia, or, some other extreme one where you're being disruptive. Like, to be able to not have that eye on you like that, I think that'd be kind of weird. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be great. It'd be a relief. But I don't know. I want to get on here and talk about that because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Like, what if I didn't have Tourette's no more? Huh. What if I just poof stopped doing it? What would I do? How would I feel? How would I think? So, yeah, it's definitely a question I think a lot of us have. Will we ever get the answers? Probably not, unfortunately. Probably not. But we can think. We can wonder. We can ask ourselves. And have that thought that maybe one day they'll have a cure. And by cure, I mean like a magical pill, miracle pill, so to say. So, I also wanted to get on here and say I will be having another guest come on next week, my next episode. And she will be telling her life story with Tourette. So, unlike normal, when I'm telling my stories and my tidbits, she's actually going to tell her story of Tourette's and living with it and going through it and all that. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it, and I hope everybody enjoys it when it comes out. But just know, everybody out there with Tourette's is curious to know what life would be like without a Tourette, without a tic. I mean, it's true. I mean, you got to think, like, let's say you have this weird thing you do, and you do it all the time, and then it just disappears. It's like what? What happened? Like, why did it go away? Where it went? So, till next time, peace.